Welcome back, everyone. I have my dear friend, General Michael Flynn, U.S. retired, of course, U.S. Army
I'm
retired.
doing your thing. I'm doing your
Lieutenant
thing.
General. Look, I love this guy. He is my cousin. We're both Irish, all right? We're in different color suits, but we are in the family. Look, we want to make this time that we have with my dear friend, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, so good. So I want to get right to the chase. The Flynn movie is out. You've been traveling. You've been going several states already. You've covered a lot of ground. Why now? Why the movie? Why right now?
Yeah, I think that we have a little bit of time left to be able to get out some history, that definitely impactful history and current and recent history that the American people need to know. Because as we go into this election in November, the American people need to understand, a major aspect of the whole Russiagate affair, right? And I was right at the center of it. In fact, right really at the beginning of it. And during the movie, in this movie, people have said, why now? Just like you're asking me, I actually think that the timing is perfect, because it's between really a period of time when we're going through the primaries in this country. So it gave me some time to go around the country. We just finished basically a 35 city tour. We traveled and we touched 42 of our great states. We met with thousands and thousands of people. We did an in-person, I was there at every single event. We drove around the country. I was able to see much of America, talking to many thousands, like I said, thousands of people. And I wanted to make sure that I gave them kind of a personal touch, not only of the film, because the film is a very intimate story of survival, a very inspirational story of survival, actually. And I think the expectation coming into the movie versus what people actually get when they watch it are completely different. I mean, I think people coming into the movie are expecting one thing, and they're like, wow, I did not realize that all the things that your family had to experience, in addition to the things that are still going on in the country. And it's a really powerful story. It's a very intimate story, and it really tells a lot about what happened inside of our family, particularly, with my son. So I don't think people realize it. And the media, the big corporate media, they don't even want to touch on it anymore, because they know it was all based on one big fat lie. And that big fat lie was the Hillary Clinton campaign inserting a document into an intelligence community assessment via their cohort in John Brennan as the head of the CIA, who gives it to Barack Obama in the summer. In fact, specifically on the 3rd of August, 3 August 2016, he gives it to Barack Obama, eyes only, hand carries it. And then that then begins to drive the process. And what they really wanted was of course, Hillary Clinton to win. And then guys like you we'd have never met. We wouldn't have the country we have that we're all kind of fighting to save today. But we would not have any of this because Hillary Clinton would have won. Well, when she lost, then a series of events began. And one of those events was, and I talk about this in the film, was Barack Obama telling, Donald Trump, don't hire Mike Flynn. This was all before all of the Russia phone calls and all the other madness, right? But they also, the other real piece of detail in this film that people need to go and witness for themselves. But the other detail is how they worked with the establishment being the uniparty in Washington, D.C., people in the very close inner circle of Trump, going into the Trump administration in 2016, and then, of course, 2017, how they work with them to get me out of there. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And I mean, wow. I have never told that, Leon. I don't think I ever told you that. As close as you and I are, there's some things in this movie that I never spoke about, because
I was glad when I watched it, and I was like, I was there,
Yeah.
But I had no idea. I was there, but no idea. And I saw two things: politics and family. The whole dilemma. How do you bring your family into politics? And I had a tear. I had to cry,
Yeah.
especially when he started talking about your son.
Yeah.
The tears started rolling. I said, I'm done. I gotta get General on. We gotta talk about this, because people don't know the impact of the family when you're dealing with politics.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that it's like, when people see it, they're going to be like, you can get angry at it, or you can get, you can turn and say, I'm going to fight for this country, because that's one of the big questions that comes out of this film. For anybody that watches it, is what are you willing to fight for? And we cannot have this in our country right now. This attitude. I mean, we're basically moving towards a communist Marxist type of government, form of government. I mean, it's clear. It is very clear. And so when I get involved in politics after I come out of, nearly 3.5 decades in the military, and all of a sudden I get wrapped up into politics, I wasn't doing it because I wanted to be a politician. I was doing it because I saw that our country still needed people who knew how to serve and knew what service meant, and I had all these great experiences. Like I said, I felt very, very well qualified going, doing the things that I was doing, being asked to advise, in this case, presidential candidate Donald J. Trump, and then being asked by him to go in and be his national security advisor, very well prepared. But all of a sudden,
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow, towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept. I'm interrupting this commercial to let you know you can get our 6-piece My Towels, regular $69.98, now only $29.98. Or you can save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels, made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Also, we have bath sheets, bath towels, washcloths, hand towels, and so much more. And the best part, with your promo code, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all My Towels. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
Like what happened was, we cannot have this guy as president, and we cannot have this guy, Mike Flynn, around him, because Flynn knows too much. He knows too much, and he knows where to look, right? Like they say, Flynn knows where the bodies are buried. And I talk about that in the movie, because I want people to understand that, yeah, I do know where to look. I tell people, very, very frankly, there would have been no Mueller investigation had I stayed in there. Had I stayed in there another couple of weeks, they had to get me out of there so fast, and they did. And they did by using their cohorts inside the White House. And that's where the real danger lies, inside of Washington, D.C. It's this establishment that wants to keep things as is, that wants to keep things sort of the status quo, and keep that flow of money coming in, so we can keep these endless wars going on. We can keep lining our pockets. We can keep the American people sort of in the dark, because we have the right cohorts. And this, now what we're learning, and you've seen this too, Bishop, is that you've seen this. It goes from Washington, D.C. all the way down the line into many states. And in fact, in some counties, like we've seen in some of the counties that we have been fighting back on with this lawfare for election integrity. I mean, my God, we got problems up and down the political chain of command. So,
well, I think with this movie right now, it brings us back into center focus. We're talking about center right, center left, where if you're a Republican or Democrat, okay, this movie right now brings everybody back into focus, regardless of party. Right. Do you want this nation to be recovered or saved? Yeah. And how did the people, what was your best place? I don't want to put no state on the spot, but which area received you the greatest when you went out?
I think that Well, it's funny. In 2 states where we had probably our largest audiences were California and Washington. and then the third state was New York.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we were in Santa Barbara. We were up in Yuba City, California. We went to Bow and Spokane, Washington. Those were 2. So those are 4 places. And then we did 2 events in just outside New York City, and we did them back to back on Mother's Day, and they were jam packed and excited. People were fired up. So I mean, we went to both Dakotas. We went to Idaho. We went to Kansas. We went to Oklahoma. Texas, 3 places in Texas. We went to Indiana, Illinois. We went to Connecticut. We actually had a pretty good turnout in Connecticut. In fact, it was sold out in Connecticut. We had probably 500 people jammed, standing room only in Connecticut. So places that I did not think we were going to get that kind of response, they were out in droves. People were like, wow, man, this is unbelievable. We couldn't believe it. And frankly, we were only advertising the tickets through our affiliates and through word of mouth, social media. We weren't, big campaigns, just word of mouth. And there was times when we were like, man, are we going to, is it going to be worth driving that far? And because we'd only had like 45 tickets sold, a week prior. And all of a sudden we would show up and there'd be like 400 people there,
Wow.
Yeah, it was really something.
I think really, General, what's really going on, the polls, we can't really follow the polls, but one thing we can follow is trends. Right. Something is happening to America. There is an awakening. There is something that's happening that I think the mainstream media does not want to tell. And this movie is center, I say, at the tip of the spear, saying, come on, America, stop playing around. Let's get our tails back on the right track. And stop messing around. We are Americans.
One of the things, too, that I see right now, and I have not seen this in the last 3 years, and this is really directed at me, the amount of hatred on the social media sites. I mean, the amount of attacks that I have experienced in the last probably, I'd say 30 days, and I mean vicious, threatening attacks, and just horrific attacks in the last month. And it's really, it's really spiked up a little bit in the last couple of weeks. And I believe it's because of this film. I believe this film has touched such a nerve in some of this evil that's out there. And they're just attacking, man. It's like they got the word out and said, go after this guy. And I'm telling you, it's vicious, and it's actually threatening, very threatening. It's threatening to me and my family. I've talked about this, a couple of times where, we just, the left, there's a whole batch of subpoenas I just got, another 8 subpoenas that I just got. I mean, my son got 8 subpoenas. I mean, that's all in the last week and a couple of weeks, I mean, so that tells me that this film is actually doing its job. It's doing what.
As our audience knows, we don't promote anything unless it works. I fell off a ladder, fell down on my leg, opened it up, and there was great pain in it. So I used the patch, and immediately it went away. No pain.
Backed by scientific research and rigorous lab testing, even people who have suffered for decades are getting amazing results. Quantum energy is frequencies that connect to your body's energy system. Only QE Strong encodes key intentions and Bible verses about pain relief onto the small patch. You simply place it on your body each day. And with a bonus prayer guide, read aloud a positive intention and 1 or 2 Bible verses about pain relief each day. This unique yet potent multisensory approach is powerful, and it works. The patch provides the touch, and the included prayer guide uses your sight, speech, and hearing to utilize the senses God gave you. That's the quantum effect. Are you ready to experience the quantum effect?
Go to QEstrong.com and use coupon code BALERT for additional discount.
I wanted it to do. The feedback has been really remarkable. It's been humbling. really the positive feedback. But within the world of social media, in this spiritual war that we are involved in, there have been vicious, evil attacks that have occurred. And I look at it and I'm assessing it and analyzing it. And I'm saying to myself, okay, why all of a sudden has this spiked up? And the only thing that's changed in my life is I've gone around the country with this film. That's a big deal. And this film is a big deal. It is a very powerful, very honest story of survival. And it offers an inspirational component to it. And that inspirational component is all about our faith and our family and how we reconnect, how we have to reconnect to those two components here in this country. Because if we don't, we are set to lose everything in this country. And I mean it.
Yeah, well, they'll put up on the screen FlynnMovie.com/be alert. Those that want to get this movie, if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It's available on YouTube, Amazon, wherever you can get it. FlynnMovie.com/be alert.
People can stream it. One of the things, one of the things that we're going to do here today, because and I thought about it because I knew I was coming on your show. We're going to come up with some really good deals, because I want people to see this and I want them to share it. So we're going to come up with some. If people go to get the DVD combo, they can get the DVD combo online. Now you can stream it at Amazon for like $5.99, and we're still #1 on DVDs on Amazon. But if people want to get the DVD combo, what you get is you get the DVD, which gives you all kinds of B-roll footage. We have there's like 4 more hours on there, I think, of Tucker Carlson, Devin Nunes, myself, Lee Smith. And you also get a little chit sheet inside of the DVD that allows you to stream it as well. So it's a really good deal. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a, buy 2, get 1, or buy 3, get 1 free kind of thing. A really, really good deal. So people can buy them, get them for themselves, and then share it with their friends and neighbors who are still on the fence about what is happening. And not just on the fence about Mike Flynn. This story is a story about what is happening inside of America today. And that's, and what we need to do to overcome this attack on our democracy, this attack on our constitutional republic. And it's not just who you think, right? It's not just those guys on the left. It is a body of people, and it is represented by evil. It really is.
I want the people to really know, because faith and politics, somebody said they should not be in the same space. But I think you are one of the greatest examples right now. Of course, the pressure on President Trump right now is great. And I see parallels, the lawfare, but your faith, and I'm going to ask this very straightforward. Has your faith grown since then?
Oh my God, tremendously. I mean, one of the things, and we talk about this, and and when I say in the film, I said that I found my faith and I renewed my faith through my family. And it was because without them, I would not have been able to get through what I needed to get through, which was a real, and I kind of equate it because somebody sent this to me a long time ago at the very beginning of this persecution. They sent me the entirety on a beautiful card of Psalm 23 and said, you are living and you're living in that moment. And I was like, and it was like, when I read it, I was like, oh my God, this is exactly where I'm at. And then I started to think about it, in terms of where is America at? Because through the lens of my film, what America will see in this film is what is happening to America. And that's why I say, I think America is actually living and breathing in Psalm 23 right now, this valley of the shadow of death, but we cannot, but we will fear no evil, for thou art with me, right? I mean, you know the whole thing there. But the issue is that we can get out of this. I was able to overcome this. I was able to move through the valley by my faith. And that's why I say that my faith was really strengthened during this period of time. And it has remained so, to the point where I'm now like, I mean, I wear it far more on my sleeve than I ever did.
Well, I've been around you. So for anyone that really wants to know, has General Flynn grown in his faith, I can personally testify that scriptures have come to life. When I've heard you speak and bring out scriptures, I said, wait a minute, we should be talking about the economy right now. And you pull out a scripture. And I think it blows the people out of the water because they want to hear the script, so to speak. They want to hear, you know, what is expected of you to say.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to bring you my Giza Dream bed sheets for the best offer ever. We're all experiencing unprecedented rising prices, but I was able to secure a limited amount of Giza cotton for a great price, and I'm going to pass those savings directly on to you. Get my Giza Dream bed sheets for as low as $29.98 with your promo code. They're the most luxurious sheets ever, made with the world's finest cotton, grown only in a region between the Sahara Desert, Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River, where the weather conditions are perfect for growing cotton. My sheets are ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 50% on my Giza Dream bed sheets. That's as low as $29.98. Quantities are extremely limited at these amazing prices, so please order now.
Your family, how are they dealing with this right now? Have we come closer together?
Absolutely. I mean, I think for us, we always were close. This actually strengthened that relationship. So this was something I think that for some families, you go through these kinds of difficult times and you can break apart, you know, because there can be, you know, bitterness or internal, you know, arguments and, you know, you just kind of fall apart, especially with a large family. It's like I have. Actually, what happened was we came together. We became even stronger. And, you know, we use the phrase fight like a Flynn, right? I mean, we do. And I mean, I've told some audiences as we went around the country, you know, they picked the wrong family to mess with. What we had to do was we had to figure out, kind of like my sister Barbara says in the movie, you know, the Flynns had to outsmart the CIA, the DOJ, the FBI, and become our own internal investigative body. And we did. And once we did, and we showed that fighting spirit to the American people, then the American people started to really come back into our lives, and they started to help us. And they started to tell us that, you know, I mean, I have so many letters. I've kept them all. I talk about it in the film. You know, I have bins and bins of letters and cards that people send me. I still have, to this day, I've kept them all. And there are these amazing stories of survival because what has happened, what has happened is that our government has become so weaponized against the American people. And there are so many people, and mostly minorities really in this country. But I also, you know, minorities can be, you know, white, Caucasian, poor people too, right? I mean, minorities aren't just somebody of color, right? Somebody that's black or somebody that's Hispanic. Hell, minorities are somebody who's just from a poor part of some part of the country out there that, you know, that you're in a minority, right? You feel like you're a minority. And that's what our weaponized government has gone after. And there are so many people that are serving in jail now, that are in jail because of, I mean, never committing a crime, never ever committing a crime. It's just because that's what our weaponized government, that's what incentivizes them. That has to end. Now, we fought back. And, you know, the crazy thing is I was never charged with a crime, never indicted. Never
went to jail.
Never went to jail. I did plead guilty because of a very specific reason. And then I decided that, you know, after a time that when we were able to overcome some internal stuff inside of our family, we ended up saying, okay, we're going to pull our guilty plea and we're going to fight back. Big risk, huge risk, but we won. We beat them. And, you know, and then, of course, the whole pardon thing, because mostly what the media does is say he pled guilty and had to be pardoned. That, you know, those are so false, those ideas. And what happened around that, surrounding that, the media, the big corporate media doesn't want to address any of it. They want to narratively assassinate somebody, just like they're doing to Donald Trump right now. They are narratively assassinating that man. And I fear at the end of this week, he's going to be, this jury's going to come back with at least one guilty, one count of guilt on one of these things. You got 32 counts. I mean, this is crazy. They're going to come back on one. I pray that I'm wrong, and they come back and they completely vindicate this man, because there's just nothing there, or maybe it's a hung jury. But if they come back with one, we're not going to hear the end of that. The media, right. The big corporate media is going to go convicted felon, just like they did Russiagate, just like they did impeachment. They love these phrases, these terms, and they just parrot constantly to beat us across the head and shoulders, beat the American people. We have to rise above this, Leon.
Yeah.
We got to rise above this, people. We have to.
Well, we got about 3 minutes for this segment. Is President Trump, I'm going to ask this question, is President Trump going to win? And if he does win, what will our nation look like going forward? We got 3 minutes.
Yeah. I think what has to happen, he's got to assemble a very, and somebody asked me this the other day about, well, he's got to hire so many of these people. I said, you know what? Let's go back to the Bible, right? Let's hire 300, let's get 300 who are trusted, tough, courageous, smart people. We don't need to hire 3,000, because that's what a president generally has to hire, about 3,000 to 4,000 political appointees. Forget it. Hire 300, 300 means a lot, right? And then start to go in and dig into the government itself and eliminate much of what is in the government. I mean, we have a lot of stuff in the government that is so unnecessary. Like Milei in Argentina, he uses the phrase pa fuera. There's got to be some pa fuera to some of these institutions, right? Department of Education. I mean, whole cloth, the FBI, Health and Human Services. I mean, there's so many different organizations inside the government. So the president is going to have to come to grips with this. He can't be talking as though the votes in Washington, D.C. count. They do not count. They are going to vote against him. They will. 95 to 98% of that body in Washington, D.C., they hate that man. What he's got to do is he's got to talk to the people of this country that are looking at our federal government and saying, enough is enough. We're done with this. This is over the top. It's crushing our ability to survive as a nation. It's crushing our economy. I mean, crime on the streets is out. It's out of control.
Ready to take control of your health journey? Health Ranger Select Colloidal Silver Nasal Spray. It harnesses the potent cleansing properties of colloidal silver to naturally cleanse and moisturize your sinus and nasal passages, while also providing an added layer of protection. Visit us online at brighteonstore.com and make sure to use your favorite Bright Eon show host promo code at checkout to receive 5% off your order. Here's to your health, vitality, and happiness. The Health Ranger way.
I wanted to introduce one of our newest items on darkbags.com. It is our Faraday bulletproof backpack. So basically there is a Kevlar plate in this main compartment right here. It's very lightweight. It is certified as well. Our certifications are on darkbags.com in the description. So basically if you're in public transportation, you're at a rally, you're at school, you can protect yourself in the case that you are in a line of fire by just holding this up and protecting, your face, your torso, etc. This bag also has a Faraday pouch hidden in the back over here. Let me show you. So this opens up right here, and it's a fairly decent sized pouch. It's the size of this right here. So this fits your phone, your wallet, your keys, so no one can track you, find your location, no one can steal your credit card information. This also protects against EMP and EMF, as well as unnecessary radiation coming from your devices. So this is very important. It's also nice because this is up against your back when you're wearing it, so no one can steal your items that are stored in this pocket. There is 3 main compartments in this pocket. The front 2 are easy access. You can stick your hand in this one really quickly, zipper, and then this one has pouches for your, your pens and papers and all that kind of thing. And then there's this main compartment where there's the Kevlar plate that you can zip up, but you still are able to put a laptop and everything like that in here. This bag runs $199 on darkbags.com. It's usually priced at $250, so it's a really good deal right now, and it's going to be while supplies last as well.
The drug problem on the streets, the endless wars that we're involved in, you know, all of those things and more. And Trump is going to have to, you know, I do call it, and to a degree, I do call it like a Department of Accountability. But the Department of Accountability doesn't mean create a new department. It means that everybody that he brings into government has to hold themselves to account right now and start right now. And then when we get in there, when he's able to win back the White House for a period of time, you know, 4 years goes by quick. We can't wait for the first 100-day plan. I mean, it's the first day plan, and things have to begin to take into account on day one. It's got to be day one stuff, and I mean not like the fall, you know, over the 3-day weekend. I'm talking about he takes the reins at noontime on whatever the date is, 20 January or whatever. I mean, I'm talking about that afternoon. Start to whole cloth, telling parts of the government, thank you for your service. You know, come Monday, you're out of a job. And I'm talking about whole cloth. If we don't do those kinds of things, then frankly, we're wasting our time, and we're wasting time in our ability to be able to continue as a constitutional republic. That's the only thing that matters, right? I'll tell you, there are millions and millions of Americans that feel that way, that will cheer to the high heavens when that kind of stuff happens, because nothing that's happening in Washington, D.C. is helping the American people right now. Nothing. It's actually hurting the American people. And Washington, D.C. could shut down whole cloth for a year, and nobody would even know it. Nobody. Actually, I take that back. We would know it. We would be better off, and people would be happy.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, I've had the honor to have my dear friend, General Michael Flynn, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. He's not really retired, y'all. But anyway, he's still on the battlefield for the Lord and for this nation. Look, go to flynnmovie.com/BALERT. You're going to see some deals up there, some bundles, the DVDs, some different things. And I'm telling you,
Role of the church. We have a new book, Citizen's Guide to Fifth Generation Warfare, the role of the church. You know,
yes, that's right. I'm looking forward to bringing you and Boone Cutler in and doing some seminars and some workshops, because the churches need this real bad. So I'm looking forward to it, sir. And I just thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And we love you. And our prayers are with you and your family, and also with this nation and President Donald Trump. So look, God bless you. And just thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, my friend. God bless. We'll see you soon. Yeah.